In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war. All across the Imperium, there are shadow wars fought in the darkest places of the galaxy, where only the light of the God Emperor can shine truth. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 6 of Warhammer Wrath and Glory. My name is Mark Humes, I am your Games Master, and I'm here at the Tabletop Tactics studio with the Tabletop Tactics team. Beloved friends, wonderful people that you all know and love. And we are here to play a role-playing game. Last time you had travelled to the Church of the Saint of Second Chances in the hive city of Vexus Coil, seeking Antonius Gavel, the Inquisitorial informant, and found them. You turned aside some bounty hunters, former gang members who knew Merrick Vorch, but you managed to convince them to back off and began speaking with the informant, learning that House Yarrow, one of these minor noble houses, has clearly become afoul with the ruinous powers. They've manufactured a chemical called thralaxidone, which not only makes workers stronger, have more stamina, but also makes them more supplicant and impairs their cognitive functions, but also carries with it a pathogen that allows them to be transformed into servants of evil. Horrid pox walkers that soon surrounded and swarmed the church that you were in. And a desperate battle was fought against them as they kept rising once more from demonic chorus, and one of these enforcers transformed into some possessed creature. You were able to finish them off and recover. And that is where we jump back in today. I do have one small thing, because at the very end of the combat, I do need a toughness test from Sister Saraphina, for she was poisoned.
I understand.
I'd like to know if you resist.
It's one success.
One success. Afraid you would take another mortal wound of poison, but I think with the medic, once the good Sergeant Major is able to get to you, he is able to give you the antitoxin and patch you up basically from the med kit, but you are going to lose.
I'd quite like to be patched.
Because is this a regroup?
I would say that this is a regroup, yeah. So you could restore some wounds to someone as well if you wish.
How are we all doing? You're pretty knackered at this stage, are you?
Quite.
Yeah, because I can give you a full 5.
One could say that I'm quartered.
Oh, fair enough, yeah. Well, you're doing okay for wounds?
I just took the one from my old buddy over here.
How are you doing, old?
I mean, I don't have many wounds to start off with, so I've lost over half, but
fair enough.
Comparatively.
We probably need the tank, don't
Yes.
we? Right, I will go, I'll give you the stims and I'll sort you out.
What does the stims do to me?
I'll give you 5 wounds back, because it's
Yes,
a
this is
regroup.
the med kit.
Yay!
So a bit of
I
field
mean, 5's
medicine.
a bit of a waste. I can only actually heal 2 physically. 4 physically, sorry.
Oh, well,
I can't heal my old back wounds.
that's
you
okay.
see.
Well, you can have that one to whip off yourself later, I suppose. Save it for later in your back pocket.
So I guess with Sergeant McCrad, this is like training that you gained out on the front lines. You know, you're not a medic, but you've obviously been in enough medic
to catch up
tents to know what you're doing, basically. Yeah. And so you kind of spend some time patching up, purging the poison from Sister Seraphina's presence. One thing I think, because Crad, you were the one who finished off the demon, the possessed creature, weren't you? Oh no, it was
Vorch.
Old man sharp shooting.
Right, yeah, and
Don't
fantastic.
forget you've still got one and the other.
Yeah, absolutely. What I would love is those who witnessed the possessed creature's final moments to make a conviction roll for me, please, as you witnessed some demonic powers.
No, what would 15 meters be?
I'd say that would include, there's 15 inches, so you guys all get it.
Add 4 dice to your roll.
Yes.
Or are we just doing 2 at what point?
No, this would be after
would be
you've leveled up,
cool.
yeah. I'd
Hey, you
say.
can add 4 dice to the roll.
Oh, I've done well.
So
you can add 6.
when we leveled up,
Yes, you gained some
End of
XP,
last
you've
session.
spent your XP.
I spent my XP on lobotomized efficiency.
Perfect.
So I have, after witnessing that, I have just sort of turned off a couple of bits on the old optics there.
I understand.
For what I can't see can't hurt me. So I get +4 to conviction resolve anyway.
So you get plus
plus
8 dice to
There's
this.
10 dice.
Whoa!
Yeah.
But
That isn't
no
lobotomized
point.
sufficiency.
No evil.
as a point, because you guys have ranked up, the difficulty of a lot of this stuff is going to start getting harder and harder. So the difficulty for this is 5. So you need 5 successes.
Just.
So
Yes.
good thing that you're like, I don't understand what that was,
Yes.
so it can't hurt me.
Yes.
So is that what your factory reset was when your eyes turned off?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
You did do a factory reset because I
So
traumatized you.
we got 5 for Vorch, success. What about anybody else who witnessed?
7.
7 successes?
I did very well, but mainly thanks to the sister.
Okay, so how we...
I 2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay,
So it's
just
okay.
checking that we
It's
did get
okay.
over the 5. Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, thanks to the sister's presence, this kind of almost would imagine that there's a sense of not calm around Sister Seraphina, but a sense of purpose and a sense of what you are doing is right and everything else that sort of radiates out from her.
I think there's a bit of vengeance that's keeping Crad on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
He didn't like seeing those civilians get turned into poxwalkers.
Yeah.
Wasn't
It's not right, is it?
Love
It's
that.
not right.
As you are regrouping, Antonius Gavel is sort of sat there nervously. You can see profusely sweating from the exertion of everything, is struggling to keep his eyes open after many days awake, but perfect if you do have any further questions for him. Sister Seraphina, as you are sort of being attended to and bandaged, you kind of realize once more that you're sat in this ruined church. And although it is to the Saint of Second Chances, you look around and you can see that there are the statues and busts of the God Emperor of Mankind. Broken stained glass window that once filled the back of this holy place. Angelic faces here and there, but you still see him in that golden radiance and raiment, and those eyes seem to bear down upon you, and Vorch, Crad, Hatham sort of fade away into nothing, and you begin to hear, Sister Seraphina, Sister Superior, as you hear these whispers beginning to fill the chamber. What do you do?
Based on her experiences, I think, along with these voices, she can also hear like faint scratching, clawing, chittering.
You
And
hear
it's-
like the burst of a flamer screaming, "No, by the Emperor! Hold, you will hold!" The sounds of battle echoing. And this is not a ruined chapel anymore.
Well, as she looks upon the visage of the God Emperor, at first she feels betrayed and a sense of wondering why things happened the way they did. But that very quickly, as the sounds get louder and louder and her surroundings disappear, very quickly turns to shame
Okay.
as she bows her head and starts reciting her names.
As you begin reciting those names, you hear one of the voices, "Do not look away from us." And you feel very physically something grab your shoulder. For the rest of you, you would all see Seraphina has gone very, very quiet and her eyes are closed. It looks like she's in prayer, but you see like tears like rolling down her face as she's in this and locked in, and like you try and shake her, but it's almost like nothing is getting through to her. Seraphina, what do you do when you feel this presence kind of grab your shoulder?
It's not me this time.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna slap you across the dilapidated chapel. I think it's gonna take everything that I have, all my resolve, to look up and see my surroundings and experience everything happening.
You look up, and as you turn, you see Sarian gripping your shoulder, looking down. One of her eyes has been completely ruptured and blood is pouring down her face. Her sort of very close cropped, shaved head is marked with a raking, thick scar of 3-fingered claws all the way back. Her robes and armor have been broken and shattered on one side. You don't deserve to be alive, Sister Superior.
No.
As you take in the surroundings, you can see that it's not just the one big stained glass window, but multiple. And it's the reflections in these that you see the other 3. And they step forward as if walking through a door. And you begin to hear them, you betrayed us. You should be with us, Saraphina. You should be with us. And they begin to walk closer towards you.
And as they do, I just crumple to the floor and curl, like I'm trying to hide.
Yeah, you cannot hide from this. Do you think you're being noble, trying to throw away your life, trying to stop yourself feeling guilty for what you did? Coward. She's a coward who hid. And suddenly you're in that moment, as you're on the ground curled up, you're crawling beneath the bodies of your fallen sisters, of your squad, of your family, hearing the skittering and the claws growing closer and closer, their blood pooling over your face as you crawl in and try to make yourself look like one of the corpses.
It was just shame. Just feel shame and sadness.
You hear, this time, Kessa. Coward, you wrap it up like a cloak in fury and anger and zealotry, but deep down, you're just afraid. What do you do?
She takes this moment to feel it and actually let herself be in that moment of being surrounded by the stench of her family's bodies already rotting around her, covered in viscera and guts and blood, and hearing the alien screeching in the distance and feeling that fear. And in that moment trying to take anything to be able to move and just get out of this space.
Where do you look to for that source of strength? That shame, that betrayal that you felt at the God Emperor, does that change? You see just the glimmering of light between the bodies as you crawl through. That stained glass window and his face and his halo of light. It's the only light, dim as it is, that you can see. But would you turn to it? Would you ask it for help? Would you ask him?
At this point in desperation, yes. Begging, almost. For help, for mercy, and for a noble death.
With that, suddenly the bodies are gone. The screeching is gone. The spirits are gone. And stood before you in front of this glorious, beautiful stained glass window is you see a young guardsman soldier holding a broken banner pole. Sister, do you need a hand?
I will take his hand.
He pulls you up, and as he does, dying's easy, sister. Living for the Emperor is the hard job. And with that, you feel the Sergeant Major shake, kind of, are you all right? Yeah.
I guess, do we assume that the poison's got to her?
No, she's almost catatonic in some sort of prayer.
Yeah, if we run over,
you see her in this prayer, the tears rolling down, and like you could see her lips moving, but no speech coming through. And then I think that there's like a passing, like grav servo with like a light, and it just passes through a piece of the stained glass window, and this beam of light shines down on Saraphina, just briefly, and that's when she comes out of it.
maybe I am worthy of his forgiveness.
Throne above.
Yeah.
You see this moment, and yeah, there's a different. I imagine there's a different look in Seraphina's eyes in this.
There's a bit of hope
Yeah.
returned.
Good. Yeah, that's what you see. It happens.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Ethan's like transfixed, and then as the light comes down, also it sort of distracts me, and as the light hits you, I almost recoil from it for whatever reasons. Take a couple of steps back. and
Heretical
remain-
reasons.
I remain in the. I always play nice characters, and I remain in the shadow.
We always get on so well.
I have a question, because obviously we can't see inside Hathan's head in this moment, and obviously this is not game knowledge for the characters.
Yeah.
But is this out of fear, this kind of recoiling? Is there almost
You
a
want
bit
to
of,
know what's happening inside?
Yeah, is there a bit of envy of Hathan of like,
There's a moment of, like, I can see that whatever, there's a moment of faith displayed, of devoutness, of selflessness, of prostration before the God Emperor, the great God Emperor. And that's just a little bit much. And there's a recoiling of, it's almost like you can hear, like it's that third intake of breath that he's done in this campaign. And I step back into the shadow, and it's all blended into a natural thing as you suddenly emerge.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they can
like
check
to-
to notice if they want, or
I think Cradwood, his awareness is very high.
Right.
He notices a little something, the others maybe not. I think the one thing for Hathan is as you do that, and there's that moment of almost that awe, and not respect, but that awe of this element of faith.
yeah.
Late Inquisitor Elizabeth's words, I see so much potential in you. You could be his weapon. That his could mean something else. Could mean many things.
Yes, it could.
What do Vorch and Crad think of all this?
Very bemused and confused. Crad's just had to shoot ahead of a thing. He's watched a bunch of gas turn people into zombies, and then the sister's fallen over, started crying and mumbling to herself, and has now just got back up in a beam of light. He's all just a bit like, no anymore.
Beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, he's like, I need to start shooting some things.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah, basically. He's sort of like, well, I've given you the antidote, I'm going to go.
There's a
down
job
the
to
door.
do.
Yeah.
So is it like Crad's like slings the las gun?
Yeah.
He's like, right, I'm going to check the exits. Make sure we've got a clear.
Yeah, I'm
goes
just-
into soldier mode.
I'm
right?
checking that no one else is coming.
Yeah.
Getting gavel, like, come on your feet.
Nice.
Let's
I love
go.
that.
Back to the rook.
Yeah, this is a professional soldier. Like, yep, there's a job
Go
to
get
do.
the heavy bolter.
Love it. What about Vorch? What does Vorch think
What
of
he-
everything that's happened?
What I think in that chance moment where the light's shining down on our friend and sister,
Aw, we're friends.
it's almost more than he can comprehend, being humble, gutter-born scum like him. But in that moment, he sort of feels himself blink, and he can't blink because he's got his lenses, and he sort of feels the most human he has done in as long as he can remember. It got in an instant, but there's quite a
moment.
magical moment there for him. And then he quickly goes
Yeah.
back, but
Stabs himself in the brain. Lobotomy complete.
No more of that.
None of that,
great.
please. Perfect. Amazing. All right. Well, yeah, you can sort of gather everything up. Sister, you feel this kind of like warm sort of light, but it does recede after a moment. But just that brief moment,
A little bit of peace.
Yeah.
I think Crad will also congratulate or say something to like, good shooting, soldier. Because you killed the mega beast.
You did kill
Yeah.
a mega beast.
So I think that would, from a soldiering perspective, it ran, while Crad was a bit freaked out, you just stood there, calm as anything. We were running around,
Yeah.
it was bang, bang. So I think there would be a camaraderie there of being like, great shooting.
thank you. I'm merely an agent, doing my job, paying my debts.
Well done, it's good.
Must be done.
It's a great job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well,
I take out the super bullet in the other gun and tuck it back in my bandolier for later.
Smart.
well,
So now you've only got two.
fantastic work, everyone. Love that. I'm going to award you a point of glory for the
Yay!
roleplay, but also individually a point of wrath each.
Oh!
In fact, actually, I'm going to. This is not favoritism, but I think Katie deserves 2.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah,
much.
I nearly cried.
Yeah.
Me too.
I could see it in your eyes.
That for Mr. Barge, yeah.
There you go.
We joke about it in High Rollers. I suffer from a condition called leaky eyes.
Yeah, same.
And they just come out. Like,
Yes.
it's not intentional.
It's not crying.
very
No, it's not
breezy
crying. It's
here
just
as
leaky.
well.
Allergies.
Yeah. It's very leaky.
It's just been raining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. So with that, with gavel in hand, you can start making your way back to the rook. You have to go up into the spire, back up to the upper areas where the dock is, and you begin making your way. It doesn't take too much. You're not too worried. Crad, you have lost sight of that one who was following you, though. They do not appear to be around anymore.
Get them off.
And as you are making your way back up to the top, you are sort of moving through the upper sections of the Hive City when Hathan, it's like someone's just whispered in your ear, over here. And you sort of turn and look, and leaning in a door frame of probably quite a nice like AMSEC bar is a figure. Their face is very shadowed. But you cannot help but recognize they're wearing a fine coat and they have like a cane, and the head of the cane is a serpent. And they're holding it and they hike it up and are almost directly in your eye line.
How far away?
Within easily enough to walk over, but probably not enough to shout out to.
I stop cold seeing the head of that serpent. I assume I recognize it.
You do.
I double take.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah. Almost waiting for you.
And where's everyone else?
I guess like you guys are just making your way to the rook, right? So you probably see Hathan stop for a second and look around, but I don't know if they would keep going. It's up to you guys.
Would I clock that he's slowed down?
You notice that he's slowed down, but you don't see what he noticed.
I'm just sort of aware that he's looking at time.
I actually start bounding towards the figure.
Okay, yeah. So you see Hathan sort of move off. What do you guys do?
I would probably notice.
Yeah, if you're
feel around.
bounding off somewhere, I think that would attract our interest.
What you would see is Hathan just makes his way into an AMSEC bar. Like you see him sort of enter. Whereas you move over to it, as you start moving, the figure turns and goes inside.
Right.
And yeah, you sort of rush over.
Yeah, I'm gonna enter the.
Yeah. So you enter in and you see kind of like an old school kind of like noir bar, like kind of rows of like booths, beautiful glass windows. There's nobody inside. There's no wait staff, there's no bartender, but there's a single person there, back of their head to you. Long dark hair in a neat ponytail bound with a very familiar looking gold ring. Bound at the back of their head, and the cane is sort of held out to the side so it's very visible as you enter, but sat away from you with an open booth in front of them.
With an open booth?
As in like an open seat? As if waiting for someone to join
I've
them?
sort of burst in and then I slow. And then I take a more casual walk around, watching the figure.
Sure, yeah.
And then, sit down in front.
You slide in, and as you look up, hello, my son. As you see your father, Lord Calvire Ophidia, sat there.
Yeah.
He looks older, much more worn, as if the last few years have been stressful and unkind. There are streaks now of grey through his long, glossy hair. He is well dressed, but not quite to the same level as... no, he would still be dressed, actually, to the same level of a noble as he once was.
Okay.
Fine clothing. You see no obvious weapons on him, but you can see that on a necklace around his neck, he's wearing your mother's wedding ring, his wife's wedding ring.
At that very moment, if there's initial shock of seeing him, there's a searing pain in my head, and for a brief moment, an image of him appears in my mind, which is incinerated, and then it is put back together and incinerated and put back together and incinerated, and his face keeps changing multiple times until there's like, I can't quite remember his face anymore. because of certain things which have been programmed. So, but seeing his face, now the memory comes back, and now I've got it. And you're alive.
Yes. Yes, I am. I have been kept from you for many years now as important work was needed to be done. But I know what you are pursuing here in Vex's Coil. You meddle with terrible powers, my son.
Terrible powers. You were the terrible power.
Terrible? No. Power, yes. Yes, your mother was very blessed with certain gifts. Her paintings revealed much of what was and what also will be. She saw a great destiny for you and I. And indeed, the Lord of Change has awakened me to much.
The Lord of... What?
Yes. Yes. He has shown me much, and he will show you much, my son, as well. For it is coming close to the time when I need my sword at my side. Many years I ensured that you had the finest education, that you received the right circumstances to be honed in the depths of the spires in your pursuits when you were younger. Alas, that witch took you from us and has likely filled you with nonsense of the Corpse Emperor.
Are we in the bar at this point?
So, you see Hathan move up to this bar. What do you guys do? Looks like an AMSEC bar.
I mean, I would probably want to stay outside and just kind of cover the door as much as possible.
Yeah, because I'll be like, oh, now's hardly the time. And then I would sort of head
He's just
in.
going into a bar,
Yeah,
right?
it's like, oh, I get it, but
What
come on now.
about Vorch?
I'll stand very close to our old mate Guile. Make sure
Yeah,
he's...
keep him. So you and the sister are kind of staying outside, basically, and keeping an eye on Gavel.
I'll go. You're by the door.
Yeah.
I'll go in and sit him in a booth, sit next to old Guile.
So, well, as the three of you try to step inside, Hathan, because you're facing towards the door,
I've seen them come in.
You see Crad first, sort of like looking around for you, and then your father holds up a hand, flicks his wrist, and a wall of like shimmering light fills the doorway. Crad, you look in, and you don't see anyone in this bar.
What the hell?
It's completely empty.
Oh, Throne alive, where's he gone?
You can see Crad's mouth moving, but you don't hear any sound.
Hathan!
This is a discussion for you and I.
Hathan!
Well, what have you done? I stand up.
Is anyone in the bar?
Sergeant!
To
I
you,
shout
it looks
Yeah.
completely deserted.
Oh, Throne's teeth. I'll go outside.
Sergeant!
again.
And I walk towards
You don't hear
the shimmer.
anything. He holds out the cane to almost block the way that you're going.
Yeah,
Wait.
I stop.
Do not. There is no rush. I have done nothing to harm this soldier that you travel with, but I wish to speak with you. You do not realize your mother foresaw you joining us. My son, you should join with the Six. The pact is nearly complete. You cannot hope to stop what is happening at Amphora. If you go there, you will die.
You're involved with all of this. You're part of this.
I am part of something greater, boy. I am part of something that will change this system. No longer will we just merely be nobles of a spire, but something greater. And you are part of it. I have a gift for you.
A gift?
He holds out his other hand, and that dagger from the painting you saw, with this prismatic, scintillating blade of multicolours. A gift from the Lord of Change. A fang for the serpent.
This was what my mother painted.
Yes.
It's very beautiful.
It is yours.
I reach for it.
Yeah.
At this point, my head starts. There are like multiple images of houses burning, of his face changing, of my mother and her erasure. And I'm remembering that painting, and I'm remembering the day that she put the final stroke on that blade. I just really want to be near my mother again. So I touch.
Take it.
the
Can
blade.
you give me a conviction roll, please?
It was the last memory I have of her. Well, I do a Lawrence roll.
You do a
So
lot.
that's
Is it
2,
enough?
3,
It's only
4.
3 dice.
It is.
4.
It's 4.
But is he technically near me, or would that be...
I would say he is not
Yeah, I was
near.
going to say
Cut
he's
off
kind
from
of
everything in a minute.
I'm afraid to say that 4 is not enough.
No!
And you are going to gain, I think, D3 plus 1 corruption.
Oh, no!
3 corruption points as you take this blade. And when you hold it, that prismatic part of the weapon, it dulls to look like steel.
Okay.
But when you want to, when you will it, it changes.
Oh.
Becomes that prismatic color once more, as you now have a blade of the 6.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, you can write that down.
I will write that down.
Your corruption might be on the other.
I'm remembering stuff. The 6 houses.
What?
The 6 houses. I remember the things you say.
I'll come back to that. Where do I put these
Oh,
corruption?
these lovely things here.
So 3, you say?
3.
Yeah.
How wonderful.
So that brings you up to 4 out of 5. So when you get your 6th corruption point, you that levels up your corruption level. But yeah, you take this blade.
Does the corruption from this blade radiate into the rest of the party?
We'll find out. won't we?
No!
But yeah,
But now it's gone to looking like normal steel.
it looks like a normal steel sort of blade, basically.
Okay.
Like an elegant sword, but a short sword,
Yes.
basically.
Okay. I smile. There's a warmth associated with that memory. More importantly, what I'm holding is the memory that was erased. And I sheath the weapon.
Sure. He lowers the cane.
Where have you been?
My travels have taken me across much of the system. There has been much work to do, speaking with allies and coalescing forces that will be necessary, as well as learning a few tricks. And he whips back, and that shimmering wall vanishes. Crad has already left, but
Right.
he removes this sort of barrier of magic that he was conjuring.
Yeah.
Learning what I need for what is to come. These gifts could be yours as well.
Gifts.
I will be in touch.
What do you mean? You're going now?
Yes.
I'm trying to get my senses back.
Yeah.
My head is throbbing. I am an instrument of, and when I say your will, for a moment I see Elizabeth, but she has this long, elongated beak, and that's what I see in my mind. And I shake my head and I see Elizabeth's face again, the Inquisitor. I am an instrument of her will, and I pull out my sword. You cannot leave.
Foolish boy.
You will not leave, you will come with me. I point my blade at him.
Hathan, do you not remember? It is rude to draw a blade on your father. And he thrusts his hand, and you are thrown out the window of this.
As I've walked out the door.
You just see him bam, bam, bam as he lands. And the last thing you see is he flips up this cloak and vanishes.
Father! I go scream running in.
There's nothing in here. Like you just, it's all gone.
Wow.
Okay.
We'd have seen you run back into the building.
Yeah.
Like leap over the...
Yeah.
Throne on terror, where did you come from?
I was in here the entire time. There was... And I hesitate. You see, I'm hesitant. There was I think an agent of the enemy in here.
Okay. Did you kill him?
No, I don't know how he did it. He was here and now he's not here.
Okay.
Claimed something about the Pact of the Six was inevitable and that change was coming and that we should not interfere with their facility.
Okay, delightfully ominous. Let's get back to the Rook. Call in the reinforcements. We need to cleanse this place. This has all gone too far.
Yes, gone too far, yes. Yes. I've changed my blades. I'm quite paranoid now. I'm looking around like, is he there in the corner? Like,
Every time I look over, Katie looks like the Charlie Kelly meme.
So that's what I was trying to do. I'm putting it together. This is my favourite part of any RPG.
So yeah, you make your way back. Hathan obviously... And all of the rest, Hathan has been this cool, calculating agent, has never shown any sort of being bristled or anything like that. On this walk back, it sounds like he is skittishly looking around and is clearly shaken as you make your way back. When you arrive at the Rook, you sort of approach and you hear like sort of a speaker attached to it, like,
Is that you, Sergeant Major?
Gear up.
All right, lowering the hatch now, sir.
Thank you.
and boop, boop, as the hatch lowers down. Gavel sort of nervously follows and takes a seat inside. And then you see that there's like an armored panel between the pilot and the hatch. And you see it slide open and Kira swivels her chair around like, welcome back, it's been a while, everything all right?
Wouldn't say so. Get us on a Vox to Elizabeth as quickly as you can.
Vox?
Yep, it's the big one.
Really sorry, Sergeant Major. I don't know what it is about this planet. It's some sort of environmental storm. Vox is dead. I can't get anything through. I've been trying to contact you to find out how it's been going, but whatever this storm is,
it's no storm. It's them. They know that we're here.
Just general grumbling.
I mean, you can give the. I mean, I've had a look at it, but I can't get the bloody thing to work.
I pull out the data slate. Can you get us here? And the coordinates of the facility.
She brings it up. Hang on, just let me check the. She brings up like a green, that sort of green wireframe map of the planet. Here, you sure?
Yes.
That's outside. That's not a spire city.
It is it's apparently called Cyclone Fora. It is an actual place.
Whoa. Hang on just a second. We've got sisters collapsing at every given chance. You're looking over your shoulder. Before we go marching off into the waste, can I just make a humble suggestion that we need a few more than the four of us?
Sergeant, I'm not sure we have much time.
Oh,
If what that agent I just spoke to said is true, they know that we're here, they know that we're coming, and we have been warned to not go near that site, which means that's exactly what we should do. Now, do we have anything on the Rook that could potentially destroy a facility of that size?
Facility. Well, she brings up this wireframe map, has been punched in the coordinates, and you see that it sort of tracks on a map. Beep, 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 beep. This like dotted line tracks over, and it passes over a fair chunk of this wasteland, and then it locks onto a point. Oh, this is several clicks out, but yeah, I can get you there. In terms of something, well, we do stock the Rook with munitions. I think we have some melter charges. From one of the previous missions, I never got round to handing them back into Vander. Apart from that and the heavy bolter, I'm afraid the Rook doesn't have too much more armaments on board. And she kind of taps on a panel and it slides open, and you see that there are 3 placeable melter charges, and they have a detonator, basically. It's short range, that's the only thing, is you'll need to get in, place them, and then blow it. I mean, we can do a flyby, but this storm's pretty bad. I don't know if I can get you to, I don't think I'll be able to do a combat drop on this. This storm's bad.
Vorch quickly gets like a flash of the light-bathed Saraphina just for a moment, and just thinks, that'll do. with the mouth charges.
So, well, I mean, yeah, and she's like, do you know how these work, Agent Vorch? I can show you.
lad.
All right, she'll pull them out and she sort of like shows you how to set them and things like that. She also indicates like, well, we have a flare signal here, and she points that out. If I can come and get you when you're ready, but I think I can't stop the rook. I think that this storm is going to rip me apart if I linger too long.
Okay.
Well, the only thing I need to know is if you have anything aboard that could help me fix this.
Yeah, we've got a repair kit,
Yay!
sister. There's like a thing. Well, this is going to require a roll, though.
Okay, what roll?
Because specifically, this is a combat complication. This is a tech roll. So this is intelligence.
Does anyone want to help me?
Yeah, you could have somebody help.
I am well.
What is everyone's tech?
I've got 3.
I've got 3 as well.
I can fix people.
So they can give you a 3 dice to whatever somebody else
Yes,
is.
I will
if somebody
help,
helps.
yes.
So one free dice? Cool.
3 free dice.
3 free dice. So
On
3
top
free
of your
dice
normal
on top
tech
of my
roll.
normal tech roll.
Plus also, any glory you wish to spend.
I am going to go for a glory because I'm feeling bathed within the light of the Emperor, and it is my holy chainsword.
It is, yeah.
I'm going to spend my 1 wrath token because I don't think 3 will be enough.
Okay,
Because I know what you like.
sure.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I love the idea of spending wrath on fixing something.
Fixing something.
It's my holy chainsword.
So I imagine, if you have an idea for this, but like you kind of lay the chainsword out on this like little pull-out workbench, and there's like all sorts of oils and tools and things like that, but also set into it is like an Adeptus Mechanicum like prayer book of like litanies of maintenance and things like that, and sort of like there's holy oils and like a little censer, and you have to appease the machine spirit, and, you know, you're kind of like
Like me and the machine spirit, we get on quite well.
Yeah, I think like, yeah,
There's a
absolutely. These are
mutual
your
respect.
weapons. These are your like vestments, right? And yeah, you sort of finish applying it, and then you hold it up, and you sort of say a silent prayer to the God Emperor.
And what makes it really work this time is, I'll give you that, Wrath.
Oh, thank you.
Is that for the first time in a very long time, there is actually faith in the Emperor.
I love it.
And now I have my
Very, very, very,
jigsaw.
very good,
Crab's
sister.
down in his seat, head in his hands.
Well, I mean, Sergeant Major, your idea of getting more people, you don't have much time. If you could try and go out and, you know, requisition a unit of enforcers, or, you know, hire a bunch of like gangsters
Your
or something
contacts,
like
that
that.
might
If
help.
you desperately want
Scum.
to take some people with you.
You get wrapped
I
in.
feel like it's more of a like, Crad knows he's like, he was hoping this was just a simple mission. It was
Yeah.
go in,
Get the
find
guy.
a guy, go home.
It was your final mission.
and now
before
he's like,
retirement.
yeah, basically he's like,
No, you've doomed him
and
now.
it's like, just so I'm clear, our plan is to fly into the wastes, drop the 4 of us off, and manually stick melter charges to whatever's producing this weird stuff that turns people into the living dead, and hopefully make it go boom.
Well, really, only you need to place the charges. I'll be here to protect you.
Okay, excellent. I feel even more warm and fuzzy inside about this mission.
Are we or are we not agents?
Oh yeah, we're agents, all right. Well, I suppose I had a good run. There's no better time than any.
Have I
Get
let
the bird
any
in
of
the
you
air.
die so far?
No.
Listen, there's no reason why they need to see us coming. You can land the birds outside of the perimeter. We'll enter the storm. We'll get to the facility, place those charges, and ensure that change is coming to this world.
Most excellent line.
What's wrong with change coming to this world?
God.
Lieutenant Kira Stracker will say, right, well, wheels up, everyone. And the hatch begins to close. I'll guess I'll keep our guest in the rook with me. And you see that like, Gavel is just like, he's just like holding his hands. He's like, God Emperor, please, just protect me. Grant me your mercy. Grant me your protection. He's just like mumbling to himself. I think I might. And she like looks over and she's like, Sergeant Major, have you got any? Knock him out.
Yeah. I've got you.
Yeah. So you can just slip
Hey,
him like
Gavel,
a tranquilizer or something like
This, it'll make you feel
Yeah.
much better.
Thank you, Sergeant. just passes out. You strap him
in a cupboard.
Yeah, you strap him in.
Seatbelt him in.
As the rook, the Vertol, as you fly out into this like red storm clouds of noxious blown up dust and waste as you fly out onto the wasteland of Gilead Primus.
To the soundtrack of Freebird in slow motion.
Oh yeah, dude. Yep. And yeah, you fly for some time out, heading out. Kira kind of keeps you updated, and as you begin to draw closer, she's like, Sergeant Major, I'm reading some heat signatures coming up.
Excellent.
They look, this could be a problem. I'm registering some fairly heavy weaponry coming from this facility up ahead. Ooh. I definitely can't get the rook anywhere close to that, not without risking taking some damage.
Understood. You land where it's safe, we'll take care of the rest.
Well, I think luckily this storm's going to cover our approach pretty well. Atmo reading is... Technically, it's breathable, but I would maybe take the respirators with you.
Put the respirators on.
It's like, and it does have like eye shields as well. It basically covers like the full front face, but it's all clear plasteel, so you can like see through it and stuff. And yeah, she's just like, all right, I'm going to bring us into landing. Don't forget, send up that signal flare, and I'll be there in as quickly as I can, but it might take me some time. You might need to hold out until I get there. I have everything prepped and ready to go, so... lands, the hatch opens, and immediately, like, whoosh, you're like blown in with this red storm-like dust. As you kind of like make your way out, very quickly the door shuts before you, and you see basically Kira takes off and goes into sort of silent running mode, where she's going to fly off and basically try and parole the perimeter, keeping an eye on things. She is on the Vox bead, so those of you have 2 Vox beads, you can get in touch with her. It's short range, seems to work.
Can I do like a private Vox to Kira?
Yeah, I think so.
Just over the Vox, like, if things go south and none of us are at the extraction zone, you get yourself and the informant back to Elizabeth. You've got to tell them what's going on.
All right, will do, Sergeant. I know that's protocol. I know what to do.
She's a proper Imperial Navis. Like, she's like, yeah, that is what I need to do, right? She's not going to try and be a hero on this. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you finish that through, and you begin sort of trekking your way through this way. It's sort of become arid ground, but covered in thick layers of dust. Not quite sand dunes, but it's cracked earth beneath your boots, and you see, as you're making your way towards this Factorum, maybe you've got like the little auspex of like a readout of like the layout coming up. You see emerging from the ground these colossal bones of some ancient megafauna, some great carnivore that maybe once roamed this world. Not unheard of on many of these cities but this is ancient, and it has been ripped bare, and just these giant ribs and partial skeleton emerging from the wasteland as you trek your way. Blown against by this storm. And eventually you come to a ridge that leads down into a valley. And as you reach the ridge, you see the sort of vague, faint outline of a Factorum, but with the clouds and the storm and the distance, there's almost no light. Like, the cloud coverage is so thick, any sunlight is not reaching, so it's almost night, basically. Mm-hmm. But you can just about see like glowing lights and vague outlines of building shapes, but you're quite far away at this point, so... what would you guys like to do?
We don't see any movement through the storm?
I think it's too far, like you're either too far away and it's too obscured to like really get a close look.
Have you got the
How's your
monoscope
magic
thing?
Yeah, I do. I'll pull out the old monoscope.
Yeah, I think that's got like a little bit of a zoom, so you're trying to get a better look.
Yeah.
You've got an unhindered zoom.
Yeah, my telescopic lenses see as far as they want.
Those you can pitch in. And I think that like they don't have like sense like thermal, but you probably have like some sort of filtering for like the storm.
Yeah.
So Vorch, you actually get a pretty clear look at this place. Mm-hmm. And you can see that it does have sort of a bunker that leads into a facility, but probably the thing that draws your eye immediately is there are several big Prometheum tanks up here on the surface that are connected to various pipes leading into the facility as it goes further in.
Well, I'll relay that to the group loudly over the.
You can also see various outbuildings and gantryways, and there are more of those giant vats of some disgusting looking chemical scattered around the place, and you do see movement. You see a mixture of those workers, similar workers that you've seen before, wearing sort of rebreathers. You see like the rebreathers, like workers kind of making their way around like with giant sticks, almost like stirring these vats and pulling over giant containers and pouring them in and things like that. But you also see moving around, they look like Astra Militarum. They look like troopers, but their clothing is a bit more ragged, it's a bit more torn, and you're pretty sure that they have the same platoon badge as the Sergeant Major.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's not good, is it?
It's not going to be good.
Okay, so I think based on all of that,
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest we go towards the Prometheum tanks and the pipes that look like they're going in. I'm not going to relay that to you right now because you might go a bit sad.
A bit sad, a bit angry. Get
So
a bit shivy.
You're already very confused.
Get us to go towards the tanks, but keeping an eye on the movement so we don't get too close.
So what I would like is, if you're trying to approach this quietly, is this is going to be a stealth roll. Now, the sister can still make this because the storm is giving you some coverage. It's more about like your movement and staying low, because you're going to need to go down into this valley and then sort of sneak up on this facility, which is right in the middle. So this is going to be a stealth roll from everybody, please. Oh dear, Vorch.
Oh, mate.
I'm supposed to be guiding us.
You get, lovely.
mate.
Oh no.
Oh, mate.
So just as a point, that's a point of ruin for me.
Critical on ramp.
Oh, well, that's a point of glory for you.
Successes for me.
2, 4,
I
success?
got 3 success.
3 success,
6 success.
6 successes, 1 success for the publication.
Over. Lose an eye.
Sure.
You do.
I think, Vorch, for you, that complication, the harsh environment is messing with your augmetics, and they're getting filled with this like blown fine grain sort of dust or ash or whatever it is, and they're beginning like glitching and malfunctioning, and that zoom function stops. You have to like zoom out very rapidly because then it stops zooming in, and you're now sort of flying a bit blind as that filtration system is no longer working. And yeah, your optics have suffered some sort of malfunction.
Okay.
Still able to see, but definitely hindering you in some way. In fact, I will give you the hindered condition for this scene, for whilst you are in the storm, which is a +1 difficulty to any tests, as it's impairing your vision. As you begin making your way down. But you don't seem to draw the attention of the workers and the patrolling troopers. As you draw closer and closer, you manage to make your way up to the outer buildings, and you can see the bunker and the Prometheum tanks and the gantryways are sort of in the middle, and you're on these outer buildings. The workers have that same sort of just doing what they're told, almost zombie-like themselves, like, you know, going about their business. The troopers are all wearing rebreathers, but their armors have been scratched with weird symbols, and they are wearing ragged cloaks, and you can see some of them have rashes and marks all up and down their necks. And Sergeant Major Cred, you recognize some of them as having the platoon logo of the Avaraxian rifles. You notice some of the other troopers are from other warbands, ones that you fought alongside on Argax 9.
I think I would have made the assumption of what's happening here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
cock. No. I'll stick to protocol on the mission for now.
Okay.
But I would have made a mental note.
Okay. Perfect. But yeah,
I
whereabouts
will
was
point
your-
out, these boys your own.
Not my own. Certainly not my own. What's left of a few very weak minds, I presume, as we carry on sneaking along.
But look to the other two.
Stealthy.
So, yeah. So you reach these out building. What's the next step? Where do you want to go from here?
So are we going to enter via the Prometheum pipes, or are we going to blow them up?
Yeah, can we see, do these Promethean pipes lead to a potential sort of services entrance?
Yeah, they are leading to like a services entrance. Give me a, what would this be? Let me have a look at these skills here.
Let's say cunning.
You would say that, wouldn't you?
I've got a cunning. I'm cunning.
Yeah, I would say you could do either cunning, awareness, or tech on this. Because to try and think about what this facility and its layout and where things might lead and what might be a good place for these bombs.
I'm going to use my
melter
cunning.
charges.
I'm going to use my cunning.
Yeah.
My awareness.
I'm going to use
my
my
awareness.
cunning. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I mean,
3
I
successes.
got a lot of
Throw that
successes,
dice
but
away.
another
one!
another big fumble.
Oh, lovely.
6 successes, but a big complication.
Perfect.
I get two passes on awareness.
2 passes on awareness, okay.
9 passes on cunning.
9 successes on
I
cunning.
got a big cunning.
Yeah, love that.
I've got 3 on awareness.
3 on awareness. So I think like you're kind of trying to scope this place out. Hathan, you've been trained as an agent of the Inquisition for some time, and you start trying to picture in your head the sort of potential layout of this facility. These aren't big Prometheum tanks. These are not going to be enough. If you detonate these, that's not going to destroy the facility. What they are probably doing is they are probably piping fuel into a bigger system down below, which will probably include something this size, a plasma generator underneath the ground. All of this out here is mostly ruins. The plasma generator would be the best source for those melter charges. And you
Probably
can
see the venting system
Yeah,
somewhere.
venting.
Okay.
And this place is dilapidated, but it's clearly been put back into service very recently. And you can see that there are probably like servitors who are like scrubbing vents and keeping things running despite the toxic conditions.
And do I think at the end of these Promethean pipes there's a service entrance that we might get in?
I think it will lead you into the
front
facility.
door?
Probably might not take you directly to the plasma generator, but it will get you into the facility
That
for
will
sure.
do.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll say, right, my estimations are that those vents over there, there'll be a plasma reactor maybe 2-3 levels down. If we follow these Promethean pipes, we can take that service entrance, try and gain access subtly into the facility, and then we'll have to find our way down, place the charges, and be the change this world needs, right?
Based on my roll, I probably agree with that. Yeah. What about me fumble?
So roll a d6 for me.
Just one.
Yes, please.
It's another one.
Another one.
You have been also rolling a lot of 6s though. Balances out.
I think, okay, so the result is lost item.
Oh.
And I have an idea, which is as your optics are kind of failing and as you're making your way down, you stumble, like the storm kind of, your augmetics are starting to seize up and you stumble. And as you kind of collide with something, in the storm, one of those man-stopper rounds
Oh no.
and it just is blown away and you lose sight of it immediately.
Got one left.
Yeah, one left.
So many men to stop.
But yeah, so that's the complication there. But yeah, I think, Hathan, you think like, yeah, I think I can lead us into this facility.
Yeah, I'll take the point then and
Sure.
move.
Yeah. So you begin making your way through. As you descend down, this was clearly an abandoned facility from many years ago. Many years. We're talking maybe 100 years ago or so ago. There's old faded stenciling into the wall, but it's all been chipped and broken away and replaced with very crudely written amphora. The amphora, the grandfather's amphora, grandfather's cauldron, all of this kind of graffiti starts appearing, along with symbols. And none of you can help but kind of see them as you kind of make your way through this facility. I need a conviction roll from everyone. You will
But
get
we're
the
near me,
sisters.
so you
Yep.
will get an additional 4 dice to this.
Yes.
Look at this.
I get
And there is
plus
a
4.
stench. You get
And,
plus 8.
yeah,
Plus
so
8,
you'll get
You're
10.
lobotomy.
There is a stench and a presence here.
Oh, a critical success!
A critical, that's a point of
Yay.
glory.
Yay! And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfect, that's a success for the sister.
10.
A success. Oh, he Symbols? What do they mean?
Yeah, so lobotomized right
You
now.
have just seen your own regiment, haven't you?
Can I
I've
offer
made
you
a
a
success.
offer you a lobotomy?
I'm gonna need one, I think.
I got a 7.
7.
7 successes.
7 successes. Well, Sergeant Major Crad. Yeah. As you
Oh
see these
no!
maybe less so the symbols themselves, but there is a presence here, kind of. That foul smell starts to smell quite pleasant. It reminds you of the canteens back on Argax 9. You remember you start hearing like the singing of like the regiments when they were, on break, and the sound of glasses and hit flasks of AMSEC, and it suddenly becomes quite pleasant.
Oh, no.
That is going to be a point of corruption for Sergeant Major Crad. I happen to know something.
Oh no,
about
no!
Sergeant Major Crad.
Oh, the first to fall!
I believe you mark the first level on the next row.
I have gone up. I'm afraid I am now. I've completed my first level of
May
corruption.
I have my book, please?
Oh, no.
If you insist.
I would very much like my book.
I'd love it if
Sis.
you got like a beak. Actually became the raven.
Oh, I think that this is rather delightful, isn't it?
Going to be.
Let's find out. Page 285, corruption.
Oh no.
Oh, lovely. Let's see here. Mutation tests. Whenever your corruption level increases, you must immediately make a mutation test.
Oh.
You may choose to fail it. This will be a conviction test modified by your corruption level. I am going to argue that the sister's effect is this is not to resist it. This is a mutation rather than
that's
the
fair.
effects of chaos. So I would like a conviction roll from you, please.
So I have a conviction of 2.
Right, you could spend a point of glory.
Can I spend a point of glory?
You don't have to ask, James. Just do it.
Quickly. I have made 2 out of a possible 3 passes.
2 of a possible 3.
Yeah, I love how you become more Gregor Martwick. Than just like, how bad the roll went. 2 out of 3.
Crad.
Well. Could you? I think we'll just go with a subtle mutation, as this is only your first.
That'd be nice. Subtle one.
Can you roll 2d6 for me? 10s and then singles after.
61.
6. Roll on the minor mutations table. Can you roll that again for me, please, James?
Oh, wow.
54.
This is very fitting.
You've been looking ahead.
I can't help it. I have so much curiosity.
You realise, as you've been going down here, your rebreather, Sergeant Crad, has a crack in it.
No.
And some of the atmosphere has kind of got in, and as you've come into this plant, you've breathed it in. And you get strong, like, metallic tang on your mouth, but you start to feel really hot inside as your blood has turned toxic. Getting any medical treatment is far more difficult and dangerous due to your unusual bodily fluids. Any Medicare test on you suffers a +2 difficulty. If it suffers a complication, the person administrating it must make a toughness test or suffer a mortal wound.
So I can hurt myself if I try and patch myself up.
You are immune to the poisoned condition and diseases.
Well, that's quite handy.
As grandfather's blessing has fallen
Here
upon
we
you.
go.
Wow.
Basically got what
thing you
Lady
could have
Cadence
rolled.
had.
Yeah.
Not quite. That's corrosive blood. This is
Cadence, sorry.
toxic blood. So
Okay.
it is. It's like poisonous, but it's not acidic.
It's not quite there yet.
Yeah. That's a severe mutation.
Yes.
That's like a level up.
Is there
basically.
any like visible indication to us that this has happened?
So with a minor mutations are usually visible and common among those born mutated. So what would you like that to be, James? I will let you.
Maybe my eyes have gone quite jaundicey.
Jaundicey, maybe like some like veins are like.
Maybe I'm
protruding.
looking a bit sick.
He looks a bit sick.
Well, obviously at the moment, unfortunately for you guys, I've got goggles, helmet, and rebreather
and
on.
there's like this atmosphere
And like
everything.
probably a headscarf thing for
Yeah.
desert warfare. So I'm completely covered, gloves,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
I think
So,
that's very
sadly.
fitting. Yeah.
Sadly.
Maybe you can
You won't know yet. Yeah. Well, neither do I. At the moment, I'm just like, I feel a bit hot.
As you continue down into this facility, you sort of weaving your way through.
Yeah.
You don't find much sign of people inside. You do find machines being operated by workers, but they pay you no mind. They're just completely mindless. You can walk past them and they just continue their drudgery, basically, attending to pipes and filters. You find almost no guards.
Yeah, there's no
as you begin.
soldiers down
You're
here.
following these conduits, like these pipes and conduits leading to the plasma generator. And as you get down into the sort of bowels of it, you come into what would have once been the main manufactorum floor. Part of it is completely sunken into a large pool, a sort of recessed, maybe it was once a storage or like lift or something like that. It's completely filled with this viscous dark green liquid. Around it, you can see various tanks and promethiums, and then built around it are 2 plasma generators built into either side with like a collider over the top generating power for the base. Scattered around this sort of in the main chamber, you see a small platoon of Astra Militarum guards, and they are speaking to an officer who wears a long dark coat and has a commissar's cap, but you can see that most of their face is like bloated and distended, their neck almost like a toad's, like.
Oh.
And there is a very clear hole through their chest, I would imagine. Like chest that like reaches through them, that probably should have been a kill shot. But they are, and you overhear like, soon, the brother will be ready to unleash the grandfather's blessing. The Thrall virus shall turn this world into their servants. We shall finally have our place, men. No longer will we be at the mercy of those who abandoned us long ago, those who betrayed us. Yes, and you hear them just be like, Commissar! Commissar! Kind of miming this in unison as Crad, it is unmistakably Commissar Gustav Vermerian.
Oh, good old Gusty, is it?
We see.
Hey!
In fact, actually, James, would you like to sort of describe to us a flashback of the incident that took place?
So as effectively, this is way back when for Crad. This is a while ago, but this would have been how he ended up getting picked up in the Inquisition.
So he looks like a younger. This is a younger,
you flash back.
fitter.
It's like he's just like a line trooper. He's on the wall. They've been fighting this like probably some sort of chaos cult on a distant planet. he's young. He's chatting with his mates. They're on the wall, just on watch duty. Then old Commissar Gustav is doing his up and down the walls, and the order has been given, and they're all aware that if anyone comes to the facility, you have to shoot on sight. Like, no one can be trusted because obviously you're dealing with the great enemy. There's lots of sisters that are also pretty happy to massacre anyone that comes to the walls as well.
Yeah.
And over the course of weeks, lots of atrocities have occurred on the walls because as refugees come towards the fortress, they're just, the commissar's quite happy to give the order and the sisters just open up, or whoever's on the wall. And then one night, Crad's on watch with his platoon, and these refugees start coming in with a unit of troopers that Crad recognised. So he's like, Commissar, we've got to let him in. I know these lads. They're all right. We fought with them a couple of weeks ago. Look, that guy saved my life. He saved Kev as well. We've got to let him in. Obviously, Commissar puts down his pencil, puts on his hat, and is like, you know what to do, boy. And then he's like, no, we've got to let him in. As you can imagine, there's kicking and screaming, and effectively Crad is imprisoned for not following orders. And then as he sat there in his cell lamenting on what has happened, and you can hear the gunfire and the screams, the commissar's like, I can't wait to make an example of you, boy. I will execute you in front of the men and remind them what it means to be a servant of the Emperor. At that moment, there's a huge explosion. Big attack has assaulted the fortress. As it turns out, that platoon probably would have been quite helpful warning that there was more people on the way. So obviously, in the ensuing chaos, Crad makes a run. There's a hole in the wall, gets involved in the fight, and as the battle goes on, you can see the commissar trying to order the troops, and he's away, like running into the cultists, ordering the lines, and Crad starts to help, firing from the distance. He gets a gun somehow, and then he knows that this commissar can see him, and he's like almost like he knows he's going to come for him later. So in the melee, the commissar seems to be starting to get overwhelmed by all these cultists. So Crad, in that split second, makes a decision to shoot the commissar.
Yeah.
He guns him down. He's like, that'll be fine. Emperor protects. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. A little bit heretical, but it'll be fine. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. It's all right. Thinking of myself, got to survive. Got to survive. Obviously, the fortress gets overrun. He makes run for it, and later on, he gets picked up with the Inquisition as they purge the planet, and he's made very useful as a line trooper. But obviously, for Crad, he's like, he should be dead.
Yeah.
He made well sure that was a clean shot.
Yeah.
And they knew there was something wrong about this commissar.
So maybe he was part of the great.
He was all too keen to start
Yeah.
opening fire.
Yeah.
Tainted commissar.
So as we see that sort of flashback of these incidents, you sort of like now looking down onto this, you see this assembled platoon. There are various workers and servitors kind of attending to the facility as well here, but your objective is here. If you can plant these charges and detonate them, the plasma generator will take out the entire base, basically.
Okay.
Take out the entire factorum. But with that is where we're going to bring today's episode to an end. As we go into the final confrontation with the great enemy. Beautifully done. Well done to everybody. I do want to award a little bit more wrath and glory, because I think that several points of wrath. I'm going to give one for Mr. Lawrence. I think a fantastic scene with the Lord, and that will be 2 points of wrath to you, sir.
Thank you.
And I think a point of wrath for everybody else as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, for fantastic role play around that as
Triple
well.
wrath.
Thank you very much. And then also I'm going to do another point of glory for the lovely retelling of Sergeant Crad, and another point of wrath for you as well. There.
Need it.
Glorious.
I am fully stacked on ruin.
No.
So
You really are fully stacked up.
fully stacked. I literally cannot have any more right now. I can have a maximum of 6. So, but with that, we are going to bring today's episode to an end. Thank you so much for joining us for Wrath and Glory.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. See you next time.
Coming up next time on Wrath and Glory.
My friend.
Just next to my old mutant friend over here.
You don't
buddy
know
old
mutant
pal.
yet. Don't touch
Oh,
him.
buddy old
Hey, you
pal.
can't talk. You've been a bit sus recently.
Yeah, you've got well sus, man.
And executes it.
Sounds about right.
And
Is anyone
opposed
else
self.
massively nervous?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to risk it. I will not risk it. You want me to cut it?
Yeah, why not?
Oh my God.
Vermilion green power arm.
Oh no!
A great canister. Do you want to fire the heavy bolter?
Oh, I'm firing the heavy bolter at the
Just no damage whatsoever. If you detonate it here, you'll be in the blast. You need to get on the transport.
For the Emperor.
Are you loving our Wrath and Glory and want to see us make even more? You can get the next 2 episodes early right now by supporting us on demand. Members gain access to all of our exclusive RPG seasons, including our Call of Cthulhu and Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. Signing up is easy. Download our mobile app on Apple or Android, or sign up directly on our website. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on demand.